Like the beginning of the fight is more competitive. Like this was just a overwhelming victory. The Khamzat's skill is so high level, it makes me wonder. It's like there's some guys, like you see it in jiu-jitsu. There's some guys that look really good until they fight somebody who's really, really good. And then they get manhandled. You know, it's like everybody looks good until they face Gordon Ryan. Like Gordon Ryan can do that to anybody. Like, is Khamzat at that level? Well, it kind of appears that he is. It appears that he's, in terms of like the grappling that he possesses, seems magnitudes greater than anybody else in his division.
Bro, it's an exciting moment in UFC as well. The one that would just happen. Chimaev.
Bro, he's terrifying. He does it to everybody. Everybody he gets a hold of, he just ragdolls. Even like really elite wrestlers. It's very extraordinary. His talent is undeniable.
Joe Rogan couldn't hide his excitement after watching Khamzat Chimaev's latest training footage. The intensity, speed, and dominance on display got Rogan fired up. He's seen countless fighters come and go, but Khamzat's work ethic and ferocity left a mark. Rogan's reaction has the MMA world buzzing. Let's break down exactly what he saw and why it's got everyone talking. It wasn't just the training that had Rogan talking. Khamzat's performance against Robert Whittaker was front and center. Rogan described Khamzat as terrifying, a fighter who manhandles everyone in his path, even elite wrestlers. What really shocked Rogan was how Khamzat managed to break Whittaker's jaw with nothing but a forearm squeeze. He explained that while Whittaker had a history of jaw issues, this was something else entirely. Khamzat's raw power was on full display, with Whittaker's front teeth visibly pushed in after the exchange.
And Robert Whittaker, like seeing him breaking Robert Whittaker's jaw just by squeezing across his face. Apparently, Robert Whittaker had a broken jaw when he was a child, and he had it work done, but it's always been vulnerable. Like his front teeth had been pushed in before. In the Dricus Duplessis fight, he had a problem with it as well, apparently. But this was different because this was like Chimaev got the blade of his forearm across the jaw, and it was like just crushing those teeth, and it goes into his mouth. You saw the photo?
Yeah.
What it looks like?
Yeah, man.
Rogan couldn't stop highlighting Khamzat's technique, speed, and sheer strength. The fight was finished almost as soon as it started. Khamzat swarmed Whittaker in round 1. Whittaker barely got off 2 strikes before Khamzat was all over him, taking him down repeatedly and overwhelming him at every turn. Rogan even compared the onslaught to Khabib Nurmagomedov's relentless style, but said Khamzat's pressure might be even more suffocating. One thing that stood out to Rogan was how much better Khamzat looks at middleweight. At welterweight, he was draining himself to make weight, but at 185, Khamzat is explosive, massive for the division, and looks nearly unstoppable. With knockout power, elite grappling, and a relentless pace, Rogan believes Khamzat is one of the most dangerous men in the UFC right now.
I mean, Chimaev was smothering him. Whittaker looked exhausted.
It was like, very early in the fight, too.
Yep, first round. I mean, it's just the amount of technique that Khamzat has and the intensity of his attack is unlike anybody else. He's so talented. He's so good at grappling, and his stand-up is fucking dangerous, too. And I think he's way better at 185. I really do. I think at 170 he was killing himself to make that weight. And now you see him at 185. I think he has more energy. And he's more than big enough for those guys. He's huge. He's a big guy. He's good, man. He's really fucking good. But Ilia Topuria, that was the most shocking.
It says that Robert
leg kicks. So Khamzat just shot in on him and just started beating the fuck out of him. I mean, it was so relentless and overwhelming. And when Robert got up once, Khamzat dove on him again and had him down again in a second. So it's demoralizing.
Yeah.
Reminded me of Khabib as well, where like you get up, you get straight back down, and then you just run out of energy, right?
Maybe even more intense because maybe even more dominant. You know, like to do that to Whitaker like that, a guy who's a world champion.
Rogan also brought up Khamzat's war with Gilbert Burns, noting that it was a much closer contest thanks to Burns' world-class jiu-jitsu and toughness. Even so, Khamzat came out on top. Rogan pointed out that after getting rocked by Burns, Khamzat still managed to secure the takedown and control the fight, showing he's a threat no matter how the bout unfolds.
Joe, Gilbert Burns fight, he won, but he was close.
It was very close. I think it's at 170. I don't think he's the same guy at 170. I also think Gilbert is tough as fuck. And at that point in time, Gilbert he challenged Usman for the title and lost, but then came back and was one of the best 170 pounders in the world. It was a big step up in competition that I don't think Khamzat had faced before. And Gilbert is a world champion in jiu-jitsu. He's a very, very, very good grappler. So there's a difference there. When you get Gilbert to the ground, it's not that simple. Like you're fighting off arm bars and triangles and guillotines, and he's back up to his feet. There was a lot of wild scrambles. It was just, you know, Gilbert's a little older now, but back then he was really in his prime or close to it, and he's just that fucking good. That's why that fight was so close. It's just Gilbert, especially in that fight, he was that good. I mean, it was a war. He dropped Chimaev, he cracked him with the right hand, but Chimaev, even when he got dropped, he dove in and took him down. Like, he's fucking good, man.
For Rogan, Khamzat's destruction of a former champ like Whitaker is proof that he's a special talent. Crushing Whitaker's jaw and dominating so quickly was both shocking and a little scary. Rogan said unless someone lands a perfect shot, Khamzat is going to drag them into deep waters and break them. Right now, Khamzat looks like he's operating on a different level from the rest of the division. Rogan summed it up. Khamzat's grappling, power, and speed are all a notch above the competition. He's a monster in the cage, and the rest of the UFC needs to take notice.
What he did to Whitaker was just, nobody thought that was going to happen. That was crazy.
That was scary.
But Rogan's praise isn't just about fight night. He's also blown away by Khamzat's insane training regimen. Watching how Khamzat prepares makes it clear why he's so dominant. Khamzat's training is next level. He's seen leaping over hurdles with explosive agility, each jump looking like he's ready to launch at an opponent. That kind of athleticism sets the tone for everything he does. Then there's the heavy lifting. Khamzat powers through barbell exercises with ease, building the kind of strength that lets him toss world-class fighters around like lightweights. It's not just for show. This is functional power that translates directly to the octagon. When Khamzat hits the heavy bag, it's with a ferocity that's hard to match. Every punch is fast, heavy, and thrown with bad intentions. Watching him work the bag, you realize why his opponents struggle to withstand his onslaught. Next, Khamzat grabs a medicine ball and slams it down with force, each rep echoing the kind of explosiveness he brings to his fights. It's raw, it's powerful, and it's a perfect display of his fight-ready conditioning. He doesn't stop there. Khamzat's kettlebell squats aren't just about building muscle, they're about developing the leg strength and stability needed to shoot for takedowns and control his opponents on the mat. Khamzat's wrestling is always sharp. He drills takedowns relentlessly, perfecting every detail. Watching him work, it's like seeing a machine in action. Efficient, precise, and utterly relentless. Resistance band training is another staple. Khamzat uses them to build explosiveness, adding even more power to his already dangerous arsenal. Every movement is purposeful, designed to make him faster and stronger. pad sessions with his coach are all about speed and accuracy. Khamzat isn't just swinging wildly, he's targeting specific spots, making every shot count. And then there's sparring. Khamzat goes hard, testing his timing, power, and control against live opponents. It's here that you see just how ready he is for war. Seeing Khamzat's preparation, it's no wonder Rogan and the rest of the MMA world are taking notice. But Rogan's not the only one. Michael Bisping has been keeping tabs on Khamzat too. Bisping doesn't mince words. He calls Khamzat a phenom, a killer, and a strong son of a bee. According to Bisping, Khamzat's wrestling is as effective as anyone's in the sport, and his finishing ability is elite. With 14 wins and 12 stoppages, Khamzat is a true finisher, right up there with Tom Aspinall.
Now, Khamzat Chimaev is a force of nature, and he only knows how to fight one speed, and that's why people really enjoy watching this guy fight. He goes forward, he's a straight-up killer, he's looking to take you down, do damage, knock you out, squeeze your head off. Whatever it is, he's trying to do damage right from the opening bell. And that's what he's done to almost everybody. 14 wins, 12 stoppages. Only time he's gone to a decision is twice against Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman. And we know what happened there. He got a little bit tired. And against Kamaru Usman, well, he was kind of lucky to get that decision. I'm not talking shit about Khamzat Chimaev. I think he's phenomenal. But
Bisping believes Khamzat's best path to victory is to start fast, go for the finish, and get out before things get complicated. He's seen how dominant Khamzat looks at 185 and can't believe he ever tried to make 170. The infamous weight miss for the Nate Diaz fight, where Khamzat came in at 178 pounds, just showed how dangerous and unpredictable he is.
he's a finisher, he's a phenom, he's a freak of nature, he's a strong son of a bitch, he's a great wrestler. He might not have the accolades of a Bold Nickel, but holy shit, when it comes to being effective, Khamzat Chimaev is right up there. He's one of the best finishers that we have in mixed martial arts right now. In fact, I will say the two best finishers in all of MMA right now, Tom Aspinall and Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat, 14 fights, 12 stoppages, 2 decisions, as I said earlier. And I'm telling you, he's going to try and finish Dricus du Plessis straight away. And that's it. Khamzat Chimaev moved up to 185 pounds. He's looked phenomenal, okay? The way that he destroyed Robert Whittaker, that was so impressive. And I don't know why he was killing himself on the scales to make 170 in the first place. Remember when he was supposed to fight Nate Diaz, he came in like 8 or 9 pounds over, just flipped everyone off.
Oh my God. 178 and a half.
Said, I'm here to kill everybody. Kill everybody! And that's essentially what he's been doing. And that's why I understand the bookies have him as the favorite, and they probably think he's going to do that to Dricus du Plessis. But I'm telling you.
But Bisping isn't counting out Dricus du Plessis. He points out that Dricus is huge for a middleweight, has solid jiu-jitsu, and great cardio. Moving up in weight could make Dricus even more dangerous, giving him better recovery and performance.
Yeah, Dricus du Plessis is gigantic for a middleweight as well. He's a very, very strong guy. He's got great jiu-jitsu. He's got excellent conditioning. Now, the conditioning is going to be key for Khamzat because moving up to 185, the conditioning will be improved. The strength will be improved. He can take on more nutrients. He can recover better between training sessions. I don't know why everyone doesn't move up a weight class. I said this on a video yesterday, and I'm saying it again right now. Everyone just move up a weight class, okay? The sport will be...
Still, with Khamzat's insane training and track record, even his opponents are starting to sound impressed. Dricus du Plessis, who's about to face Khamzat, can't help but show respect. He calls Khamzat an absolute animal, noting that every top 5 UFC fighter is dangerous, but Khamzat brings something extra. Dricus has watched all the same fights. He saw Khamzat's close call with Gilbert Burns, the not-so-perfect Usman fight, and the brutal win over Whitaker where Khamzat lost a tooth mid-bout.
Designated drinks for catering to the UFC 312, and you can also get your gaming on. So you can do 3 things in one go. Watch the fights, get some good food, bowl, and game. So check the link in the description below, Bolero.com/UFC, to get your spot and reserve it before it's all gone, ladies and gentlemen. Why not start the year off with watching some amazing fights at Bolero Bowling Center for UFC 312, Sean Strickland taking on DDP. Shout out to Bolero for sponsoring the episode of the MightyCast. Now, let us get back to our guest, the middleweight champion, Dricus du Plessis. Well, no, you started fighting professionally in MMA, but you were focusing on kickboxing. So when did you first start doing mixed martial arts? Like for me, I did wrestling all the way up till I was 18 years old. And then one day I went to the gym and just started kicking the punching bag. And I saw The Ultimate Fighter and I was like, I think I can do this. And that's when I got introduced into like jiu-jitsu, you know, Muay Thai, kickboxing, MMA. For you, you're focused on K1. You've done some judo, but judo doesn't really focus more on the ground. You have the wrestling.
Even with all the hype, Dricus isn't denying Khamzat's right to a title shot. After the Whitaker fight, he says it's obvious Khamzat deserves it. With the way Khamzat's been training, he's looking scarier than ever. Now the stage is set for a war. Will Khamzat bulldoze his way to the championship, or can Dricus pull off the upset? Let us know your predictions in the comments, hit like, and subscribe for more fight breakdowns and the latest MMA news.